Good morning. Welcome to Morning Brew with Yes, it's your girl Germaine, and we are here for another beautiful day to just have a little coffee and conversation or whatever you're drinking. Today I'm drinking some water, ice water, but all is well, and I'm just happy to be here for another day to be able to share with you. Good morning, Kathleen, Coach Kathleen over on Instagram. Good morning. Good to have you here. So, today, this is the month. Father's Day is in this month. So we've been just trying to bring some messages and some root topics centered around encouragement and for all. And so today's brew is the pressure to have it all together. The pressure to have it all together. So that's the message today. I've been enjoying these sessions, these morning brew messages this month because they've been right in alignment with, I think, things that I need. So, hey, always first partaker. What'd you say? I'll try to be quiet today. LOL. You're looking fabulous. Thank you. Don't be quiet, girl. I love having your comments in the conversation. So, but it's good, being able to really speak on some things. So it even opened up. You got to go back and check out yesterday's Morning Brew Mix Blend Wednesday. But it really opened up future shows, future broadcasts, things that we can talk about that will be really good. So don't stop talking. Keep talking. Keep being a part of the conversation. So let's get into today's message, okay? The pressure to have it all together. First of all, let's take a pause so we can begin to pour into purpose. And I have to just ask already, do you feel like that is you? Do you feel like there's pressure on you to feel like you got to have it all together? Okay. All right, guys, let's continue in the topic. Somewhere along the way, many of us started believing that adulthood meant having all the answers. Yep, I'm gonna laugh on that one. Having all the answers, the success that successful people never struggle. The leaders never doubt themselves. The parents never get overwhelmed. The entrepreneurs never have setbacks. The people of faith never wrestle with uncertainty. Oh my goodness. I mean, do we really think like that? Some people probably do. That, just because I'm older, we have it all together. Yes, I'm going to make a little personal announcement here. Go Knicks. Yes, Coach Kathleen, go Knicks. Talk about, and you know what, I have to be honest. I was so tired, I ended up falling asleep at the end. In the whole game, they were always under. Yes, we just shifted to the Knicks, New York Knicks. It's going to be pandemonium when they win. But I did fall asleep, so I had to get the message this morning. It's so funny because my husband said the people are starting to leave. It looks like the seats are getting lighter. It doesn't feel like the arena is packed. And I said, because they doubted. They didn't believe. Mm. And what happened? It was unstoppable. Ta! I have to see the highlight reel. Yes, because I did fall asleep. I go to bed early. Okay. But boy, I was excited when I saw them in action and how they turned it around in such a little bit of time, all the way down to the last moment to win by 1 point. Man, it takes faith. I'm going to say that takes faith, right? So, what'd you say? Okay, let's talk about it, Coach Kathleen. So, yes, I always felt like I needed to have it all together. Yeah. And the problem for me is um that I never felt like I had it all together. Wow. What's so interesting? Because I just thought about imposter syndrome that a lot of people deal with, right? We show up in the world and then people put these unrealistic expectations on you too, what they think. And if you're not careful, you begin to buy into all of that instead of staying true to yourself. True to yourself. I always say, one, I'm never going to count anybody's money. I'm not going to even focus on what one does. We don't know what people walk through in life. We don't know what they go through in life. So it is not my place to have this pre-notion or judgment of what I think just because of what my eyes see. So, and so, for all those out there that feel like I feel like I need to have it all together, one, because people are judging me, or two, because I have to be the one in a position that has it all together because people are looking up to me. You know what I realized though? I realized that sometimes just being authentically you, and if people know that it's okay if I fall down, but let me see what it looks like to get up, right? To keep going. Let me see how someone is really holding themselves together when they feel like everything is falling down around them. But you know what? They still have faith. They still believe. They still move forward every single day. They get up. You know, they're not mad at the world. They're not mad at others because they feel like somebody else is succeeding over them. So, what does that look like, right? So, it's be careful of what you allow your eyes to see, and then let that be the story that it tells, because that story most times is not accurate. But let me get back into this message. And Kelly, no way you fell asleep. Please go back and watch. You know what's so funny? I this morning I did. I went through we're talking about the Knicks again. I did. I went through this highlight reel to see what I missed. And my husband was like, "You okay?" I was blown away. I was so excited because I didn't think you know what, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think they would come back, but they came back like they lives depended on this. And they did, and they won. I'm excited. Okay, enough of the Knicks. Go Knicks. All right, guys. So let me finish getting into this. So, if you are that person that feels like um the pressure to have it all together, if that's you, then let's continue to pour into purpose and dig a little more in the message today. Okay. So I want to say, um okay, let me go back. So, we went through a list of things of, the last thing, that people of faith never wrestle with uncertainty. But I want to say this. So, we work hard to present a version of ourselves that looks polished, prepared, and perfectly put together. We do. We do. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, we're carrying questions, concerns, disappointments, and the fears that nobody sees. Whew. And the truth is, this is the truth, guys. Most people are figuring it out as they go. So we're trying to have it all together for people's sake, what we're going to look like when we show up in the world. And the people we're trying to do this for or in front of, they dealing with their own circumstances, situations, and problems. You know? And the thing is, they're doing the same thing. They're trying to show up in the world one way so people won't figure out what's really going on, right? All right, guys. So let's do this. The pressure to have it all together is exhausting, exhausting, because it's a standard that no one can fully live up to. I hope that little piece helped you. All right, so let's do this. Let's begin to do what we do. Let's begin to pour a little bit more into purpose. All right. All right. Whew. You know what? I just need to take a deep breath. Whew. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, guys, let's get into this. Pouring into purpose. So, if we sip slow, let's talk about perfection is a heavy burden. Perfection is a heavy burden. Oh my gosh, think about it. If that's you, you know how heavy it feels. Many people spend more energy trying to appear okay than actually being okay. Guys, listen, I hope something resonates with you. I hope if you find that this is you, I hope you walk away from today's morning brew a little lighter. Leave your burdens, drop them off, walk out free. Okay? I hope so. So, as we're talking about the pressure to have it all together, let's continue to pour a little more. Okay? So, we hide our struggles, we downplay our challenges, we avoid asking for help, we compare our reality to someone else's highlight reels. And the result, we become exhausted trying to maintain an image that isn't real. The goal was never perfection, the goal was growth. Let me say that part again. The goal was never perfection, the goal was growth. Okay, guys, let's sip deep, okay? Let's give yourself permission to just be human. Can we do that? Okay, let's take a pause. Let's take a moment. And I give myself permission starting today to just be human. Even in that statement, do you feel a little lighter? Immediately, instant, you feel a little lighter because you verbalize today, I give myself permission to be human. Life is filled with seasons, right? Some seasons feel strong. We know we feel like we're on the top of the world, right? Some seasons feel uncertain, like unsure, not sure. What do I do? I don't know. Some seasons require rebuilding. Are you in that place right now in your life? I feel like I'm in a rebuilding place right now in my life. Rebuilding, gaining clarity, seeing clearly, and rebuilding to make sure everything is in alignment. Yes. And so, and some seasons require rest, the thing people run from, the thing people avoid because they're so busy. I fell asleep on the Knicks game last night because one, my body, when it's tired, my body is going to sleep. And you know what? I encourage it. I definitely try to get my 8 hours of sleep. Most times I'm in the bed by 8:30. Yes, I'm in the bed early, but keep this in mind. My body automatically wakes up in the 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. hours. And so I pretty much get started early in the morning. So when my body says it's time to shut it down, we are what? Shutting it down. Yes, we are getting a really good night's sleep. So I'm well rested and I can just think clearly, move forward. And I started also walking early mornings, once the sun is up, because I ain't crazy. I'm not getting on those walking trails when it's dark outside because people are crazy out there. Not everybody is, and mean you good. So I wait until the sun come up, but I do try to get out early in the morning, at least by 6 a.m. Sometimes I would love to get out there at 5:30 because it is light outside, and it's like free your mind. That's how I feel. Walking in the mornings, getting my steps in, but anyway, let's get back to this. So I feel like I'm in a rebuilding stage, right? And so, like I said, some seasons requires rest. We should not be really busy, busy, busy. I just thought about, I was working with a trainer years ago when I worked in Greenwich, Connecticut. And he said to me, he said, our bodies are like automobiles. You can't just drive it and never get it tuned up, never put gas in it, never. So he equated our bodies to a vehicle. And I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. We will run our bodies into the ground and still think we can function until the body says enough is enough. I am not taking another step. The body will call for rest. It will. Don't wait for that. Be responsible. Treat your body like your temple. Be responsible. Give your body the proper rest that it needs. Okay. All right. That's my rest spiel. All right. And you know what? Being human means experiencing all of them, all of these things, right? You don't have to have every answer today, guys. Stop doing that to yourself. Stop feeling like you got to have all the answers. You don't. You don't. You don't have to have all the answers, okay? All right. Let's continue. Whew. And you know what? You don't have to know exactly how everything will work out. You see, that's our problem, I think. I think our problem is we have to be or feel like we're in control of something, and we're not. That's the funny thing. We have to always feel like we're in control of something. So, we don't have to know how everything is going to work out. Sometimes we just got to get in the car and drive. Let's just move forward, right? And you definitely don't have to carry the weight of perfection. Please reprogram your mind. If that's how you think, reprogram your mind. It is too much stress on you. It's too much pressure to feel like you got to be perfect, perfect, perfect in everything you do. First of all, the secret is we're not perfect people. We're just not. And the thing is, perfection, it might be when we're out of here. So think about that. You don't have to be perfect because you know what? Sometimes you can't. You don't even know what the outcome of this thing is going to be. So just be human. Give yourself permission. Start today. Just be human, right? Sometimes grace is simply allowing yourself to be a work in progress. You got to take that pressure off yourself, though. You can't be a work in progress if you have all this pressure on yourself to be perfect. And when you think about it, who are you being perfect for? The person that's going through their own silent struggles that's not telling you? Are you trying to be perfect for them? Because my advice is don't. So ask yourself, who are you being perfect for? All right, guys, this is our final. Let's sit with purpose. Progress matters more than appearance. Let me say that again. Progress matters more than appearance. People often focus on looking successful in your mind because everybody has a different view of what success should look like. When I think about people that are wealthy, well off, you know what? They when I think about even their appearance, normally it's very casual, like very laid back, very casual, you know? Um, and I guess that's how you can tell the difference, huh? But I just thought about that. So, but nevertheless, progress progress matters more than appearance. So people often, you know, they often focus on the most looking successful, I'm not going outside unless I got A, B, C, D together. Everything has to be perfect, nothing out of place. Oh my gosh, that sounds like a full-time job in itself. And I'm not saying not to. It's where the problem becomes? The problem becomes how you, it's almost like, do you worship that? Think about it. Do you worship the fact of being perfect? Do you worship the fact of I have to, I have all this pressure on me because when I step outside, I gotta look like, because I need to attract this one, this one, this one. How do you really think about this? Because what happens when you step out and something's out of place? Do you completely lose it? Do you blame someone else for it? What is your response when you may not have your appearance together 100%? That's what I'm talking about. How do you respond to that thing? Do you blast people? Is it everybody else's fault but your own? Does your whole attitude shift? Yeah, you give that thing too much power. Be careful. That's where the problem lies. It's okay to look your best, to want to look your best, to put your best foot forward. It's okay. But when you start feeling like that has more power over everything, that becomes your downfall. That becomes your problem. That will become your problem. That's when the burden will feel like be mindful. Okay, guys, let me finish. So, purpose focuses on becoming successful. The difference is one is about image. Every day you are learning, every day you are adapting, every day you're becoming. And the other one, those are all about growth. So the one that is the pressure to be perfect, it's all about image, all outer surface. It's all surface, right? It's not really the inward growth. And those things that are about growth, inwardly growing to evolve, to become the better version of yourself, That's every day. Every day you're learning, every day you're adapting, every day you're becoming. That is enough. So when I say give yourself permission to become human, that's what I mean. Don't make it about an image. And everything in this image is perfect because the story you're really telling is this is a mask that I have to wear today because you know what? I can never let nobody know what I'm really dealing with. And see, a lot of times we don't even realize we tell a story without even opening up our mouths. So let's continue. So don't let pressure appear perfect. Stop you. Wait, let me say this again. So don't let the pressure to appear perfect. Yes, stop you from embracing life journey of becoming because that's exactly what it would do. You would be focused on everything else and you won't even be paying attention to your becoming who your purpose to be in life. Listen, some things we got to cancel our old programming. We do. We do. All right, guys. And also, I want to say this again. Today, I want you to give yourself the permission today to just be human. No pressure, no pressure. Take the pressure off yourself, okay? All right, guys, let's get into our reflection questions. Actually, today, instead of two, I have three questions for you today. I do. So let's talk about it real quick. Number one, what area of your life do you feel pressured to have all things together, to have it all together? What area of your life do you feel pressured to have all together? That's question one. Number two, who are you trying to impress? Really answer that question. When you stretch yourself out to have it all together, who are you trying to impress? And number three, what would change if you gave yourself permission to simply be authentic? If you've never tried that, you should really try that. Try giving yourself permission to simply just be authentic. Yep. Hmm. Yeah. All right, guys, let's get into our yes. Before we go into our final sip, we're bringing it all to a close right now. So I just want to say thank you again for joining us, taking this quick morning brew coffee break with me. And if you have not, I'm always going to say it. If you have not gone over to YouTube, please make sure you go over, click the subscribe button. Okay. And we're also going to be making, oh, the notification and the likes. Okay. We're also going to be making Morning Brew. We're going to finally get it launched. This is all probably going to take place in July because this month we are going to make this a short month. We're going to be the last 2 months, the last 2 weeks of this month, actually, it's starting next week. The last 2 weeks of this month, we are pretty much going to be just repurposing, sharing some archives that from from past shows that if you didn't catch it, you have an opportunity to still catch it. And then we will be back for July 1st. Yes, we'll be back for July 1st to really roll out some new things. And yes, we teamed up and partnered with Dr. Shavelta Smith. This is a sneak peak. Dr. Shavelta Smith, we teamed up and partnered up with her for her Pink Battalion Vet Gala. Yes, all roads lead to November 7th. So she is going to be taking over Morning Brews Tuesdays for Pink Battalion Tuesdays. And for those, if you know anyone, if yourself have experienced breast cancer or know anyone that has gone through breast cancer, Tuesdays will become the platform whereas we talk about it. And and you may have some people that have some stories they want to share. So we are absolutely going to be highlighting and sharing people's stories. But Tuesday will become like the command center, whereas we can bring guests on, we'll talk all about it. And I am so looking forward to engaging with others and really sharing the power of their stories. I am. And I'm so grateful for the partnership And like I said, all roads lead to November 7th, Houston, Texas, the Pink Battalion Vet Gala. So please, you don't want to miss that. That's coming up the first Tuesday. And well, it's launching. It's launching July 1st. And her first appearance will start on Tuesday, July 7th. So I am so looking forward to that. But at this time, let's bring this morning brew to a final sip. All right, guys. So here we have it. This is where we wrap it up, bring it all together. The people you admire most are not perfect. They're not. Please take people off a pedestal. I know people want to, some people they like the attention, you know, but that's a heavy weight to carry. And the thing is, we as people, we tend to put people on pedestals. They're human. Please stop doing that. It's too much of a burden, even on the person on the receiving end. And the minute they do something wrong in your eyes, they're enemy number one, right? If you're going to put anybody on a pedestal, make it God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, the Trinity. Put them on a pedestal. God first and foremost, right? All right, guys. So, but like I said, the people you admire are not perfect. And trust me, you ever heard the statement, I really want to meet the person that I so admire. And the minute you meet them, it's like, why did I ever meet them? Because it shattered everything I thought about them. Yeah. Be mindful to put people on pedestals. Okay. Because they simply learned how to keep moving forward despite imperfection. They've learned that strength isn't having all the answers. Strength is trusting yourself enough. I feel like something just flew in my eye. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Strength is trusting yourself enough to take the next step anyway. And please know, you don't need a perfect plan. You don't need a perfect life. You just need enough faith to take today's steps. Focus on today. That's it. Yeah. All right, guys. So, you know how we do. We sip slow. Release the pressure to be perfect. Release it. Today, I'm going to release the pressure to be perfect in my life. And I'm going to give myself permission to just be human. Sip deep. Give yourself grace for where you are today. Stop being so hard on yourself. Your tomorrow, hopefully, it won't look like your today. Give yourself a little grace. Okay? Sip with purpose. Focus on progress, not performance. Focus on progress, not performance. Because the goal isn't to have it all together. The goal is to keep growing, learning, and becoming the person you're meant to be. And on that note, we're going to bring this to an end. And once again, go New York Knicks. Yes, we are rooting for you, waiting for you to bring home the finals. Yes. And so, with that being said, have a great day. Please give yourself permission to be human today and just really release trying to just be perfect. Breathe a little, okay? And whatever you decide to do today, make sure you're safe with what you do. So have a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.